Neil, man, how's things? You're usually a very active fighter, but you haven't fought in 13 months at this point. How are you dealing with all that?
To be honest, it was pretty hard. It was pretty difficult trying to get over this whole USADA situation and getting back to a position where I'm able to compete again. But it's cool being able to come out tonight and be here with a teammate and be able to experience what it's like to be in a fight week again before actually making that walk in the fight week myself.
We saw that you were here in DC celebrated with the veterans in an event in Arlington. How was that experience?
Oh man, that was a mind-blowing experience. I mean, I spent 7 years in the Army, so to be able to come back to DC and be able to meet Chief of Staff of the Army, so many other people who are high up in the Army, and go to Arlington Cemetery and visit there. It was a pretty cool experience. I mean, that's something I would never get to do as an enlisted soldier. So to be able to come back and do it as a civilian with the UFC was truly an honor for me to do.
Was the cold too bad for you, or was it okay?
I'm sorry, was that?
The cold weather?
Luckily, the UFC's equipment team had me covered with a jacket, so they came through in the clutch for me.
Obviously, there's been a lot of frustration over the past year, but when you see, Nate Diaz come out and kind of get, his reputation cleared, and USADA making changes to the drug testing policy, do you feel a little bit more vindicated?
No, not at all. I mean, the work that I put into 5 months prior to the Nate Diaz situation is why Nate Diaz was able to get cleared within a couple of days. I mean, by the time Nate Diaz's situation happened, the rule set was already in place and changes were already being made. I was actually happy for him that because of what I went through and a couple of athletes went through, the changes that have already been put in place, and he was able to go out there and continue his career. It wasn't sidetracked or pulled back at all.
How difficult was the position you were put in? Because, you drop off of card, everyone assumes if it's not an injury, oh, you're cheating, you're on something, and you chose to come out and talk about it, but it can't be an easy spot to be in.
Definitely was pretty difficult first. I mean, before USADA and UFC both, they admitted that, or they accepted the fact that they weren't going to make it public why a fighter got pulled, and they left it up to the fighter. So it put me in a weird position. It put me in a position where I was 5 days out from a fight, and it was like, hey, Neil's not fighting anymore. And it kind of put me in a position where, well, do I lie to the fans? Do I lie to the media? Do I lie to people around me and say that I'm injured when I'm not injured? Or do I just come out and face the facts? And that's what I chose to do. Fortunately, a lot of people, fans, media, and everyone in general, kind of was with me on that whole process. Like, all right, dude, there's no way you cheated. There's no way you deceived anyone. What's really going on behind the scenes here? We're with you, and we're ready to find out what happened. So I was grateful for those guys who stayed with me during the entire 13 months that I've been out now.
So now that you're able to move forward, I mean, what's the timetable? What's the plan? Because I understand you've got a child on the way and everything.
Yeah, so for me, it's February. So at first, I was kind of worried that I was going to be fighting in January. The only 2 dates in January as of now are January 18th and January 25th. We have a due date of January 20th. So knowing that I'm fighting in February as opposed to January was a little bit relieving for me. And now I'm just super excited. I mean, I got to go out there and earn a living for not just myself, but my whole family now. So it's just that much more motivation to go out there and put on a great show.
Fighting in February, though, and having the baby come late January, what's the last couple of weeks of your camp going to look like? Is it going to be, stressful? Like, what are you doing to, I guess, prepare yourself for just what that's going to be like?
So I'm not even exaggerating right now. I've actually learned how to sleep with headphones in. So my wife's going to step up and run the home when I'm finished out my last 2 weeks of training camp or whatever it may be. And I just have to make sure I'm well rested and able to go out there and perform my best. So right now it's just one of those things where I don't need her as much as she needs me to go out there and make it happen.
How do you learn to sleep with headphones? Is that just like lots of plane rides?
We've seen the plane rides, just getting comfortable sleeping on my back without moving side to side. I mean, especially with cauliflower, it's not easy to do, but thank God I had a wife like I do that's going to be able to take up and pick up the slack when I can't.
Financially, how much did it cost you to get your name cleared? Did you have to pay for legal fees, testing? I mean,
so the whole process was pretty costly. I mean, you have to hire a lawyer, have to send out roughly 8 different supplements to get tested. And testing, luckily UFC was able to help with some of that. Testing is anywhere from $200 to $500 per supplement you're getting tested. You can batch them to try to make the cost a little bit cheaper, but when you batch them together, the potency or the scrutiny of the testing is not as clear. So it's best to send them individually and get them tested that way. So between legal fees, missing a payday, and having to hire a lawyer to combat this whole thing, it was pretty costly, but it worked out. I'm clear. I'm able to go out there and earn a living now. So I'm hit the ground running in 2020.
Did you just go off on your savings the last year, or like that seems like pretty tough. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it was easy. I mean, it definitely put me in a position that was kind of awkward. I mean, I got pulled from the fight literally 5 days from the fight happening. So at that point, plane tickets were already booked, the hotel room was already booked, training camp was already paid for, training partners were flown in and everything like that. And those things were taken care of. So it definitely was a huge deficit when I found out that I wasn't going to be fighting in those 5 days. But you just have to adjust with it. And luckily, I was able to put things aside and account for these unforeseen situations.
You've been out of action for quite a while. Do you believe in cage rest, or have you been preparing for that in case of an return?
Not at all. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for me is just that visualization. I'm even being here tonight. Like, I'm sitting there cage side. In my mind, I'm playing that scenario over and over and over. Like, every fighter that's walking out to the cage tonight, I'm watching, like, all right, that's going to be me in a few months. How do I see myself walking out there? How do I see myself interacting with the crowd? How do I see myself getting ready to be in that cage? So being able to just be cage side and get that visualization, I think is going to help me a lot going into my fight in February, especially at this long layoff. Yeah, no problem.
Good.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys.